We move now to Psalm 99. You can see that I'm holding my guitar, and that is because I'm going to endeavor to chant and play a few versions of the last verse of this psalm. Again, this psalm is part of the 5 psalms that were selected to be chanted on Friday evenings as part of the service to welcome Shabbat, the Kabbalat Shabbat service. And when I recorded this video clip for Psalm 96, I sang a part of that psalm accompanied by guitar. Somebody whom I trust, a friend of mine, told me that it didn't sound terrible. And so that was encouragement enough for me to try again with this psalm. I'll get to that then in a few minutes. But first, let me read it for you. Psalm 99. The Lord, enthroned on cherubim, is king. Peoples tremble, the earth quakes. The Lord is great in Zion and exalted above all peoples. They praise your name as great and awesome. He is holy. Mighty King who loves justice, it was you who established equity, you who worked righteous judgment in Jacob. Exalt the Lord our God and bow down to his footstool. He is holy. Moses and Aaron among his priests, Samuel among those who call on his name. When they called to the Lord, he answered them. He spoke to them in a pillar of cloud. They obeyed his decrees, the law he gave them. O Lord our God, you answered them. You were a forgiving God for them, but you exacted retribution for their misdeeds. Exalt the Lord our God and bow toward his holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy. A reminder here that even the greatest among us, Moses and Aaron and the great prophet Samuel, who had a special relationship with God, even they were not perfect. God forgave them, but also, as the psalmist says, exacted retribution for their misdeeds. That is because God is considered to be a God of fairness and justice and righteousness. Now also, one of the prevalent themes of this psalm is God's exaltation. The operative Hebrew word here is romamu. In 2 parallel verses, verse 5 and verse 9, we have, exalt the Lord our God and bow down to his footstool, he is holy. Romamu is second person plural in the imperative or command form in Hebrew. Exalt or lift God up. Verse 9, exalt the Lord our God and bow toward his holy hill, for the Lord our God is holy. A similar parallel verse with the addition of a reference to God's holy hill or Zion, a reminder of why we endeavor to face east when we pray, east, the site of Jerusalem and Zion. We head or face in that direction when we recite our prayers to remind ourselves of the holiness of Zion. But God's exaltation is also an interesting theme. We know or believe, it's a matter of faith, that God is exalted in God's nature. So if we know that, why do we have to proclaim it? Of course, God doesn't need that. God, in God's infinite perfection, doesn't need us to proclaim God's exaltation. But we do it anyways because we need to. We do it because it puts our place in the universe in perspective. It reminds us of how small we are in comparison to God's magnitude. It reminds us that we are created beings, whereas God is the creator. By exalting God, we are reminded that God is infinite, that we are finite creatures. We are born and we die. God has no beginning and God has no end. And so it helps put matters into perspective, reminds us of our smallness in comparison to God's infinite greatness. I'm going to sing for you 2 tunes that are often used in synagogues, applied to the last verse of this psalm. And so here we go. The verse is Romamu Adonai Eloheinu, exalt the Lord our God, V'ishtachavu lahar kodsho, bow toward his holy hill. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu, for the Lord our God is holy. Romemu Adonai. Sorry, false start. Try again. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ki Adonai Eloheinu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. And here's a variant tune. Actually, the tune I just played for you is more recent. The next one is older and probably more prevalently used. Romemu Adonai, Romemu Adonai, Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Romemu ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Ve'ishtachavu lehar kodsho. Adonai Eloheinu Romemu. I believe that by singing and through song and with the use of musical instruments at times, that we can lift our hearts, that we can use music for the purpose of exalting God's holy name and lifting up our consciousness and awareness and connection with the Holy One, with our Creator. Music is very unique, very special in that respect. And so let's keep singing, let's keep playing during these dark days of the pandemic. Let's remind ourselves that there is still so much to sing about and so many reasons to praise and to exalt God's holy name. Thank you.